Hi guys, happy Wednesday. My piece is a bit long, so I'm going to talk fast and dive right in. So I'm going to suggest that you pause and read the description box so that you kind of know what's going on. She's alone, but that's nothing new, sitting at a picnic table furthest from anyone else. I walk towards her, shoulders hunched against the sharp and bitter wind that stings my face. It's a cold, cloudy day, the kind of day that seems to leach the world of color until everything is muted and dreary. It's late September, and even though the afternoon was warm enough, the evening has quickly brought a chill, one that I wasn't prepared for. I'd assumed the nice weather would hold, but clearly that wasn't the case. I shove my hands deeper into my pockets, hoping it will help. It doesn't. I approach the table and take a deep breath, determined to do things right. She looks up at me, but says nothing. "Hey," I say. Her face is blank, but she raises her eyebrows a fraction of an inch, and I take that as a good sign. I'll take anything at this point. I sit down across from her, and she looks away, back down at the silver music box in front of her. It's fairly small. The design decorating the edges and lid are simple but elegant. I look closer and realize that it's not a design. Those are letters, spelling out a message in a language I can't read. She's never without it. Not for the first time, I wonder why it's so important to her, but I know that asking would be pointless. She'd never tell me. It's just one more mystery. A minute or two has passed, and I realize I'm stalling. I clear my throat and try to find the right words, the words that would make her open up for once in her life. "Look, I know you're probably upset." "Who says I'm upset?" she interrupts. I blink in surprise. "Well, anyone would be upset if they just—" "Yes, but who told you I was upset?" No one told me, but She doesn't wait for me to finish. "Oh, I see. You just thought I've suffered so much that I must need a big, strong man to take care of poor, helpless me, and you're just the man for the job." Her tone is scornful and mocking. "Well, let me tell you something. Yes, I've had some awful things happen to me recently, but it's not the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last either. And believe it or not, I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself. So thanks, but I don't need or want your help." As she spoke, a hard edge crept into her voice, replacing her earlier derisiveness. I'm uncomfortable now, but I know I should have expected this, and I try to explain myself. "No, I didn't mean it like that. Most people would be shaken up if they were in your situation. Most people also have support systems that help them out. I was just trying to be a good friend. I know that's what I would have wanted if I were in your shoes." "Yes, well, you're not me and I'm not you, and let's thank the stars for that, yeah? More importantly, I don't need anyone, least of all you," she says. Her eyes narrow as she stares at me before pushing herself away from the table and walking away, back straight and head held high. I gape at her, bewildered. This was not how the conversation was supposed to go. I'm so thrown off that for several moments, all I can do is watch her retreating figure until she's crossed the park and disappeared around the street corner. My shoulders slump and a frustrated sigh escape my lips. I stare at my hands, thinking of all the things I could have said, should have said, so this wouldn't have happened. The sun peeks through the clouds, and her music box turns iridescent, sparkling in the sunlight. Her music box. She left her music box behind. I gaze at it for a while, contemplating whether or not I should return it. Would she come back to get it? It's only been a few minutes since she left, and she seemed angry enough that she probably wouldn't notice right away that she forgot it. I decide to take it myself and return it to her, and offer an apology. The more I think about it, the more I realize it was stupid of me to assume anything. My intentions may have been good, but I should have just told her that I was there if she needed me, because that was true and she probably would have accepted that much, if not my actual help. I stand and stretch, my limbs a little stiff from the cold, grab the music box, and walk towards her house. As I round the corner of her street, I see her. She's sitting on her front steps with her knees drawn up to her chest and her arms wrapped around her legs. Her chin is resting on her arms and she's staring off into the distance. I'm only a few feet away, but I stop. She's crying. Not obviously, but I can see the tear tracks on her face, and her expression is one of pain, but more than that, she looks so open, vulnerable. I've never seen her like this before, and it's a bit unsettling. Hesitantly, I walk towards her, and that's when she sees me. Her eyes widen and she hastily swipes at her eyes. Her face hardens into a familiar mask of stoic indifference. It's one I've seen so many times, and it makes my heart ache a little to watch it. Wordlessly, I hold out the music box, and she takes it. "Thank you," she says stiffly. "Of course," I say. "Listen, I wanted to say I'm sorry for what I said and the way I acted earlier. It was out of line, I know. I just wanted to help, but I didn't go about it the right way. It won't happen again, I promise. But if you ever need anything, know that I'm there for you, okay? I'm your friend, and I'll always do my best to support you in whatever way you need. I just wanted to make sure you knew that." She looks at me and nods. "I know. And while I appreciate the offer, I don't think I'll be needing it anytime soon. Thank you." With that, she stands up, gives me a long, measured look, and walks into her home. The door shuts behind her with a loud click, and I'm left standing in front of her steps. I'm not quite sure what to make of everything, but all things considered, I think I did okay. I shove my hands back in my pockets and walk away, whistling softly to myself as I try to sort out the thoughts swirling around in my head. So yeah, that's about it. It's been a long day and I'm pretty tired, so probably won't go back and edit out all of my mistakes and all of that. So I will link to the Write Like Us Tumblr, where you can find a full text version that might be a little bit easier to follow. I'll see you guys next week.